Good morning, everyone. My name is John Shadrach, and this is my wife Gail here. And together we own the Art and Framing Warehouse. And this morning we want to welcome the Mayor of York, the Honorable Kim Bracey, Mr. Michael O'Rourke, the City Business Administrator, members of the Economic Alliance, and all our friends and neighbors who are here. We thank you so much for coming here this morning. We appreciate that. And we want to start this morning's brief program with a ribbon cutting. And I would request the officials from the chamber to do the ribbon cutting.
1, 2, 3.
All right. It is my pleasure to introduce to you this morning the Mayor of York, the Honorable Kim Bracey. We are delighted she has gracefully accepted our invitation to unveil the Montage of York this morning. Before she does that, I would like to give you a brief bio of the artist Bruce Lotion. Bruce's pen and ink montages have reflected the architectural and historic spirit of small towns throughout the U.S. for over 25 years. Combining local landmarks and figures with the commercial landscape, Bruce's montages are a time capsule capturing one moment in the life of a city. Bruce Lotion is the only artist to have had the honor of placing 25 commemorative prints aboard the Space Shuttle Columbia in 1981 for its third mission. He currently lives in Austin, Minnesota. You will see on the Montage of York that we are about to unveil historic figures like George Leader, William Penn, Rabbi Alexander Good, and many others. And among historic buildings, you will see the Colonial Complex, the York Fairgrounds, Central Market, and over 100 participating businesses. The artist incorporates the roots and foundations of a city, working upwards to the contemporary skyline. The montage is printed on a high-quality paper and is available framed or unframed and will be on display at the gallery for the viewing of the general public. I now request Mayor Bracey to unveil the montage and say a few words afterwards.
Okay. Unveil it first
Yes.
and then say a few words.
Please.
Okay, in that order. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you. On behalf of the City of York, we're honored to, there's all sorts of neat things here, folks.
Yes,
You got to make
yeah.
sure you take a look at it.
Yeah, it takes a while to.
York County Courthouse, Post Office, neat stuff. Oh, and there's the historic figures. Kim Bracey, there she is.
Not yet.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the honor of being able to accept this on behalf of the city. Thank you for having your business in the city of York as well, too. It's a wonderful, beautiful establishment. Folks should come on down here and get their prints framed, that's for sure. Thank you so very much for taking time out to arrange this gathering this morning. And again, to you and your wife for having your business in the city and in our community. We appreciate it.
Sure.
And I graciously accept that. And I can take it with me.
Yes.
Put it up in my office, promise. I didn't mean to go off program. There's several.
Okay, this is signed and numbered. Number 4 of 160.
Woo! Okay. That one's mine.
Yes.
This is great. We appreciate this. We will showcase it off in City Hall for all to see.
Yeah.
Thank you so very
I'll
much.
set it here for you.
Okay, all righty.
Just like
Oh, more bubbles. Awesome.
Okay, and the second presentation I have is for the York County Economic Alliance, and I'm happy to present that to you.
Very nice.
Thank you. one of 160.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is number one, yes.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, Mayor. Let me just say a couple of quick words. I had an opportunity to preview this, and it is a tremendous picture, and you can stare at it for a long time, and each time you look at it, you see something different, which my wife said something to me. She's used to me staring aimlessly off into space, and but this is really a great picture. And secondly, it's wonderful to see a business moving downtown with this excitement, and it just proves that York City is a great place to work, live, and do business. So thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
John, and to your
Thank
wife
you.
as well.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Nothing serious. And I'd like Carol Kaufman to please come to receive. This is Carol Kaufman from Christmas Addicts, and we have a piece that we'd like to present here also.
And we also are delighted about this. Christmas Addicts board members all went together to purchase our portion of this. We have our Early Learning Center and headquarters in here. But we can also use it as a teaching tool for our students and in the Early Learning Center and Youth Build Charter School to learn about different places in York. With the snapshot, we can point to different places. So it'll be a wonderful asset to the Christmas Addicts Community Center. So we thank you very much for doing it.
You're welcome.
What number does she have?
Her number is 43. So that was short ceremony, and we're pretty much done with what we had to do. And our wife here with thank you.
John and I would like to thank each one of you for coming here this morning, taking time out of your busy schedule. A special thanks to Mayor Bracey, Mr. Michael O'Rourke, who was instrumental in making all this happen. So thank you very much. Thanks to Julie Nagel for working with us on this project and working with Community Creations. This concludes our program for this morning. There's coffee in the foyer. Please help yourselves, and you're welcome to browse around. And any questions we can answer for you. So thank you again.
And I just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a great holiday season.
Thank you.
Art and Framing Warehouse is located at 147 West Philadelphia Street in York, Pennsylvania. Visit them online at www.artandframingwarehouse.com.
Hi, I'm Michael O'Rourke, and I'm here today with John and Gail Shadrack, who are the owners and operators of the Art and Framing Warehouse at 147 West Philadelphia Street in York, Pennsylvania. John is the business tycoon, and Gail is the artistic genius. And we just had an opportunity to watch the unveiling of the York Hometown Montage. And I was curious if you could tell us a little bit about it. It's a really interesting piece of artwork. It seems to capture just about every historical and current architectural feature of the city and the surrounding areas, and something that really hangs together and grabs you because there's so many familiar images in there. And
Right.
so, could you tell us a little bit about it? What is a montage?
Sure. Originally, the term was used in the film industry, but now that subsequently it has been used in various other contexts. And in this context, the artist starts off with the roots and foundations of the city and brings it up to date. And it's basically an artist's interpretation of the various historic buildings, the various businesses and landmarks of the city. And that's what the artist captures in this montage.
So this is actually originally a piece of artwork done by an artist,
Yes.
and then prints are made from that?
Yeah, the way the process works is when the company decides to do a montage in a city, they come and take pictures of landmarks and the historic buildings, and what those photographs then go to the artist, who then does his rendition of the buildings and the historic places, and that's how you get the montage.
So he actually takes all the photographs that were provided to him, and then he arranges them into the arrangement that we see on the montage.
That's correct.
All the different buildings. Who is
Yeah.
the artist?
The artist's name is Bruce Lotion, and he lives in Austin, Minnesota, and he's been doing this for the last 25 years. And he has done montages of over 250 cities across the United States. And it's just now come to York, Pennsylvania, and we're very happy with that.
Do you know any idea how long it takes from the beginning of doing a city montage till it's actually done and in frames? And
Yeah, the company representative contacted us in the early spring. And so we've been working on this for the last 6 months at least. So the whole process has taken about 6 months. And that, I believe, is usually how long it takes once you decide to do this project.
so my understanding, though, is that you actually became aware of this process and this artwork prior to that, someplace else.
That's correct. I was at one of our customers' gallery and frame shop in Westminster, Maryland, about a year and a half ago. And she's the one who first showed me this. And the moment I saw it, I was very impressed. And I immediately called the company to see if they have any plans to do do a montage for York, Pennsylvania. And the president of the company at that time said they had no such plans. But this was about a year and a half ago. But early this spring, I guess they decided to do it, and the company rep contacted me. And we were thrilled, and we signed on immediately to partner with them. And that's how it came to happen.
That's great. And the over here on your wall, you have some different framing options for the montage. They're all very striking. And this is the framing part is your artwork. It's your craft, right?
That's correct.
And that's
Yeah.
what your business is here at the Art and Framing Warehouse.
Right. Right.
When did you start your business? Where have you been here in York for a long time? Or
Yes, we've been in business in New York for the last 25 years. We started in 1988, and we were exclusively business-to-business wholesaler, and we service the art and framing industry. And our core customer base was art galleries, custom frame shops, photographers, and artists. And that was our core customer base. And we did that for 20 years. And only in the last 5 years, we have opened it up to the public. And we do offer custom framing now, both to the retail and the wholesale trade.
And now you're here on West Philadelphia Street in the beautiful city of York.
Yes, historic York, PA, and we're very excited to be here. And a lot of good things have been happening downtown, and hopefully we can make a small contribution to the community.
Well, obviously you've already started with this wonderful montage that you've worked with the artist to produce for the city, and and the
Right.
great framing options that you've prepared. Have you, during the whole time, have you been in York, 20 York City, or in the York area?
No, we live in West York.
You live in West York?
Yeah, West Manchester Township, actually. But we've lived, since we moved to York in 1988, we've lived here. Before that, we lived in New England for a few years.
And was your business here in York City the whole 20 years, or?
No, we started out in West York in 1988. We had a location there for 20 years. And then for a couple of years, we were on Linden Avenue, and then moved here exactly 2 years ago.
And how do you like it here?
Oh, it's great. A lot of good things have been happening, and we're pleased that a lot of the Market View Arts Center has opened up, and there are plans to have a couple of more galleries right on Philadelphia Street. So we're really thrilled about that, and it looks like the Northwest Triangle also is going to happen pretty quickly. So I see ourselves in the hustle and bustle of the city.
I hear a lot of people talk about how good it is to have a monopoly and no competitors. And so people get the idea that every business wants to be someplace where they're the only one. But I've listened to restaurant owners talk about how important it is to have other restaurants in the area,
Right.
so that it draws customers. So customers come to eat someplace else, and then they see your place and they go in to eat there. And
Right.
it seems like that might be a good kind of situation here in downtown York with the various artist venues that
That's
have been
correct.
developing.
That's correct.
And
Yes.
we take part in the First Friday events, so that draws people here. So it's been a good experience for us.
Yeah. The building that you're in, do you know anything about it?
Well, I do know that the warehouse that's in the back of the building was used to pump steam, I guess, 50, 60 years ago, and that's what the building was used for. And at the moment, one half of the building is empty, and we occupy the other half.
So this is what's referred to, I think, as the smokestack building.
Yes.
That's correct.
There's a great
Yeah.
big stack out there that's
Right.
probably a couple of 100 feet tall.
That's correct. Yes.
And this is a building where at one time a utility, I'm not sure which one it was, created steam and sent it out in pipes throughout the rest of the downtown.
That's correct.
That-
Yeah.
and other buildings would get heat from that.
Right.
So it is really tied into the industrial and historic features of the downtown part of York City.
That's correct.
You have a lot of great art on the walls. And like I said, Gail is the artistic inspiration, the artistic genius here.
Right.
And you readily admitted that to me.
That's
when
correct.
We talked a couple days ago.
Yeah.
What's your experience? How did you get into doing this?
Actually, I had no experience in the framing business at all. When I worked before, I worked in a bank for 7 or 8 years. But once we got into the business, I learned about it, and I went to a framing school for some time and picked up the basic techniques. And so over the years, I've learned things from reading magazines, industry magazines, and just hands-on experience. And I love what I do. People bring in all kinds of interesting things to be framed, so it's always something different. So I enjoy working with people and the artwork and pictures they bring in and designing it for them. So it's a nice experience.
And there's a lot of different kinds of frames. The same
Yes.
frame doesn't work for everything you want framed.
No.
That's correct.
And the same thing with things like matting, different colors, different designs of the frames, all have a function of framing the artwork or
Right.
what it is that, that
Right.
you're actually presenting for someone to see.
Right.
Do you actually cut the wood for the frames, or are the frames already, the frame part, the outside, is that already constructed?
No, the guys do the actual cutting and joining. I do the design part of it, and I do the mat cutting and the fitting of the frame and all that. And when it gets to bigger pieces, then the guys come in to help me with that. But most of the time, I do all the mat cutting and the fitting. So.
And John, what's your expertise here. I'd say you were the business type.
Yeah, and I'm the sales type, and I spend most of my time generating business, and I focus on wholesale accounts like hotels and artists who buy in volume, and so most of my time is spent generating business for the company.
Great. There's lots of interesting artwork. I walked around and looked.
Right.
Artwork that's in the frames and artwork that is the frames. And I was wondering if you could take us around and show us some of the things that you have here that are
Sure.
might be especially interesting to people and that you yourself find especially interesting and stirring.
Right. Go ahead.
Okay, we are an authorized dealer for Thomas Kincaid, and as many people know, he died earlier this year, and we have some of his signed and numbered limited edition canvases here. Since his death, the value of the artwork has gone up, and we have several pieces here. There's one that shows NASCAR Thunder. It's titled NASCAR Thunder, and the detail in it is amazing. So that's one of my favorite pieces. And also, if you look at the opposite wall, we have this of the Christmas in New York. And New York is one of my favorite cities, and he's captured the spirit of Christmas in the Rockefeller Center in this painting. So that's fitting with the season also. And he has several other pieces here. This one is called Stillwater Cottage, and this is also a very good painting. It's called The Old Fishing Hole. And actually in this painting above me, this is quite interesting. It's called A Holiday Gathering, and he was a admirer of Norman Rockwell. So in this painting, he's actually painted Norman Rockwell as one of the figures that is going to a holiday gathering. And this is one of the national bestsellers. It's by an artist called Mike Klung, and it's been on the bestseller list for many publishing companies for quite some time now. And just the colors in the painting are very appealing to people. And we've had designers come in who've looked at it and liked it right away and actually bought the painting several times. So that's been a very popular selling item. We represent artwork by local artists, and this is one of the local artists. He's been gone for quite a few years, but we have several of his pieces here. His name is William Crowder. This is another painting that's been on the bestseller list probably for the past year or so. It's called Aspen Glow, and it's a very popular print. This piece here is by Andrew Wyeth. It's called The Master Bedroom. This is on everybody's bestseller list. It's a very popular painting. And we also have local artists display their artwork here. We have these two pieces and several others on the other side by an artist called Diane Deloja. She's local. And so we are always open to local artists bringing their artwork and displaying them here and hopefully sell them. These are all pieces by Billy Jacobs. He's a very well-known artist. Some of them are artwork, some of them are photographs, but he's also a very best-selling artist, so we have several of his pieces. We sell framed mirrors in all sizes, custom sizes. And these again are by William Crowder. These are actual photographs, and I also have a collection of jewelry that comes made from India. It's handmade jewelry, so we have them on display here, and they're for sale. This artist, his name is John Stevens. He's from Shrewsbury. He's a very well-known artist. He has a huge following and does very well with his artwork, and we have a couple of his pieces here. These are again pieces by Diane Deloja, who's local. And these are just some prints that we had framed up, to give people an option of different options to choose for their home decor. This is the design area when people come in and they bring their artwork in here. And we have a selection of mat board, hundreds of different colors that people can choose from. Of course, frame samples we have here. There's hundreds of styles. We have a molding made by a company called Roma. It's an Italian company, and this is probably one of the only companies that still manufactures molding in Italy. Most other companies get it made in the Far East, and their quality is excellent, the workmanship is excellent, and the choices are very nice. So we carry a large selection of their frames. As you can tell, the workmanship of the molding is just beautiful, and they make it in different sizes, colors. The options are endless. So this is one of the better selling molding companies for us. We also have American-made moldings that we carry. I can show you some that come from actually Montana, made from actual barnwood, wood that's torn down from barns and finished into a picture frame molding. Like these here, some of these are made from barnwood, and so this is all American-made. This one here is called inlaid barnwood, and it's two pieces of barnwood put together. So this is all American-made molding. And I have some of my jewelry on display here. So they're coming from India. It's made by women in Indian villages, and we get them here. So they are for sale. We have scarf, accessories, and jewelry pieces.
Okay, so this is our warehouse where we inventory all our merchandise, and all you see here are the mat boards, and we represent two companies, the major manufacturers in the country, Bainbridge and Crescent, and we pretty much carry all the mat boards that they make, and we have most of it in inventory here, and we'd like to show you some of the machines that we use to cut the frames. When we get the frames, they come to us in between 8 to 10 foot lengths, and that's what you see all stored in these bins here. And this is a machine that we use to cut the frames, and this is a double miter saw, meaning we can cut two 45-degree angles at once, and it's a very fast machine, and we can cut up to 100 frames per hour. And so we have one machine for the wood and another one just for the metal frames. And once the frames are cut on these machines, we take it up to the joiner here, and again, this is a computerized joiner, and we can easily join about 100 frames per hour. And this is an Italian-made machine, and we have had it for quite a number of years, and it's a very fast machine, very efficient, and really it's very easy to use because it's computer controlled and it can be programmed. And once we have it programmed, anybody can use this machine. It's a very easy to operate machine. And so this is where all the action is. We have employees here that work on the framing jobs here. And this is the machine that we use to cut the metal frames. And this has a special lubrication system that keeps lubricating the metal so it cuts nicely and smoothly. And we also have machines here that do the mounting, and when there are large jobs for hotels, this is where we set up our production facility, and hopefully that's given you a good idea of what we do here.
The Art and Framing Warehouse is located at 147 West Philadelphia Street in York, Pennsylvania. Visit them online at www.artandframingwarehouse.com or call 717-854-2389.